right there, Freestyle Drive. I'm back with a real special episode for y'all. Usually I got hip-hop artists in the car with me, you know what I'm saying, spitting bars, but today I got a very special guest, Lebanon's first professional boxer, my brother Nadim Salloum. What's going on, my man?
Different kind of hip-hop, you know, we dance inside the ring.
A different type of rhythm, right?
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you on, man. I saw you at a fight recently.
Yes, sir. And, October 8th, here in the Mazura Concert Hall in Queens.
That was dope as hell, man. You won, you beat that, you know.
Fifth round TKO, we broke him down round after round, and we got the TKO.
So that was a TKO. Your record now is 7-1?
7-1 with 4 knockouts, yeah.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know you.
Thank you for having me, man. It's fight week, so basically I have a little bit of more free time, but a bit tired, you know. I'm chilling now. We're ready for fight night.
I appreciate that. I know you were training today earlier.
Yeah.
Took some time out to do the interview. So you were born in Lebanon, from my understanding?
Yes, I was born and raised in Lebanon. Started boxing at the age of 14.
In Lebanon, 14
in
years
Lebanon,
old? Nice.
At some amateur gym, and did my first amateur fight at the age of 17, Lebanese championship, second division, and since then I fell in love with this sport.
Nice.
That was I discovered that this is what I want to do in my life, and this is who I want to be in my life.
That's
and
crazy.
My dream is to be a world champion, and
wow.
That's it. Since I was like my first fight I was 16, 17 years old, and since then I was like 100% focused on boxing.
Nice.
So I didn't do anything else. Yeah, that's what I love.
You're obsessed with it now. You can't let it go.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I used to watch all these champions. I started to watch boxing on YouTube. You know, we don't have boxing in Lebanon. We don't have professional boxers. So I used to watch Pacquiao, Muhammad Ali, all those Rocky Balboa, all those like movies and stories.
Yeah, exactly. Just anything that was related to boxing.
Everything. I used to cry when I watched them. Like, I want to do that, and why can't I do that? And here I am, living the dream.
That's awesome, man. Nah, you definitely living the dream. You're out here in New York. You know, I know you got another fight coming up next week as well.
Yeah, next Thursday.
Huntington, New York, Long Island, right? Yeah,
yes, sir.
You know, we're looking forward to the next victory,
inshallah. So. Yeah, we have a tough opponent, never been stopped, so it's kind of challenging.
Wow.
I'm better under pressure. I'm better, so I can't wait.
So is it a good enough space from your last fight? Like, they're kind of pretty close to each other.
Yeah, it was close, but it depends on your fight. Like, if you don't get hit too much, and I usually don't.
Which you didn't.
Honestly.
Yeah. Watching that fight,
I'm kind of a slick fighter, so I don't take many punches. I don't like someone to touch my face, so I didn't take many punches. So
no, you definitely did.
On the contract was like, after the fight, they wrote like 7 days suspension. So
okay.
That's it. So.
Okay. It's like a 7 day of
rest. I didn't rest 7 days, but you cannot fight for the next 7 days.
Okay.
You know, so
no
my opponent took 3 months. You know what I mean?
Before his last fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it depends how much you take punches on your head.
Yeah, man. No, definitely. I mean, you was definitely. I was telling my friend, you reminded me a little bit. I don't know how you feel about this, but watching you fight reminded me of Mayweather.
Yeah.
Because, but not as boring. I know some people say Mayweather's fights are boring because they want to see more action. But with you, your defense was amazing. Like, you wasn't getting hit, but you was hitting other dude, and that was the exciting part.
Yeah. My idol is Muhammad Ali. That's why he was a great defensive fighter as well. You know, and weirdly defensively good. You know, he wasn't very technical when he was doing his defensive skills. He was like all over the ring, jumping all over, just moving, always in danger to take one punch and get knocked out. But this is the beauty of boxing, you know, you never know, one punch can change the whole fight. So anyway, you're risking it. So why you want to make it beautiful?
So when you get that one punch, when you hurt that opponent, you could tell.
Yeah, you can feel it. Honestly, the last opponent, I felt it because I got him with 2 right hands to the body, 2 straight right hands, and I knew that. I looked into his eyes. I told him, I know it hurts. Like, I know I hurt you. And this was round 4, and round 5 he was already done. So I just had to finish it.
So what was it like growing up in Lebanon, man? Like those teenage years.
Crazy. Listen, back then it was fine. It wasn't that bad. Like, nothing compared to now.
Like the situation economically,
economically, like everything was fine, kind of fine. We were living
relative, right? When it comes to Lebanon, it's all relative.
We were living in a lie, kind of.
Yeah.
But for me as a boxer, it was crazy. I used to fight once a year, maybe twice a year, amateur fight. They usually get 400 amateur fights in 5 years. I got 45 in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Okay, because
there's no fights.
The lack of opportunities out there. Yeah.
There's no fights. Lebanese championship, you win one fight and you're the champion. That's it. There's no fighters. There's no good coaches because nobody did it before. So nobody knew how to teach boxing like professional boxing.
You. Like to establish it and make it more mainstream in the country.
Yeah, make it like professional at the level where you can compete professionally.
That's a sad thing because like this, the situation in Lebanon hinders a lot of athletes. People who would be more successful, people who would compete more on a top level if they had the resources, the funding, this political stability. Let's say, all types of scenarios that would improve. That we would have so many more athletes in the Olympics, for example.
Yeah,
and
100%. Like all the Middle East are the same. All the Arab countries are the same. Because we don't have that help and that support, you need to get out of the comfort zone to make it happen. That for me, I had to move to Mexico, then to come here and live on the couch. It's been 4 years to make it happen. If you want to stay with your family, with your friends, between your people, you cannot make it happen because your country will never help you. So you gotta
sometimes you gotta gain that success outside the country, and then
try to help your country, obviously, and your people. That's what I do. Like I always raise the flag. I always like to see my people happy and make them proud. This is the main goal. I always tell my manager, my coach, I'm fighting not just to be a world champion. I'm fighting for something bigger than that. We're fighting for peace in our countries, for sharing positive vibes, positive energy, positive news. Because all you watch are bad news and negative news in Lebanon.
And divisions and stuff, sports unifies people, So I went to your fight, it was mad Lebanese flags,
from
Lebanese
all over.
Of all different backgrounds, different sects, different regions, different, every type of Lebanese person.
All over.
Even different Arabs were there, all types of people were there to support you, you know what I'm saying? They're like, yo, he's making Lebanon proud, and not just Lebanon, the whole Middle East come in,
Yeah.
So it was dope to be there and see that Lebanese flag waving, because we don't get to see that
in the
on a professional
arena.
In a boxing arena and a professional level. I grew up in Brooklyn worshiping Mike Tyson. We love Mike Tyson. So to see a Lebanese person like yourself, I'm so happy to have you with me to be doing it on a professional level. That shit is exciting as hell.
I can't wait to fill the arena with Lebanese people. We're on the way. Like I can't wait. Imagine Madison Square Garden with 10,000 Lebanese people. It's just a dream, and I believe we can make it happen. Just a matter of time. We can keep winning and keep improving, keep getting up in the rankings, and it will happen.
So, since we're talking about boxing, and I mentioned Mike Tyson, who's your top 5 boxers of all time? I know you mentioned Muhammad
Ali is on it. I must say 5 different than Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali is just different from me.
We'll keep it
not only as a boxer, as a human being, he was amazing. He was a philosopher. He's phenomenal. I love him.
Yes.
But as boxers, you want me to tell you as a human, like as boxers in person too, or like just as boxers inside the ring?
Well, no, I mean like your top 5 and who've inspired you.
Inspired me. Manny Pacquiao inspired me. Honestly, I like Tommy Hearns, big time Thomas Hearns. Obviously Floyd Mayweather. He was one of the greatest of all time.
Of course, yeah.
I like Riddick Bowe, the heavyweight champ, and who else can I name? I love all of them.
That's 4, yeah.
I love all of them. It's tough. I like Vinny Pazienza.
Nice. Okay.
If you want to know who inspired me, because those people, they are inspiring. It's crazy. Their story is like amazing. So those are 5. There's like hundreds more.
I'm sure, of course. The question's always difficult because you have to narrow it down.
Yeah.
And sometimes the top 5 may be people who inspired you for different reasons.
That's like my favorite. Tommy Hearns. It's my favorite because I like how he fights. He's tall. He was my weight division. He was a welterweight, but he moved up to super middleweight. He was tall, very explosive. I love him. Mayweather, you cannot not love him as a boxer. He was perfect. Never did any mistake.
Exactly.
Manny Pacquiao and Vinny Pazienza because of their story. And Riddick Bowe, he was a great heavyweight. I love him. He was like very tough, very strong. So yeah.
That's amazing, bro.
And he's from Brooklyn too, by the way.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we're in Brooklyn right now, so there's a lot of boxing history here, right?
In here.
You came to the right place, my friend.
That's why when I was in Mexico and I decided to come here, I could have been in Mexico now. It's been 2 years I left Mexico, so in these 2 years I could have did like 20 fights in Mexico. It's easier to get fights in Mexico.
Understood, okay.
But if you want to make it big, you have to come to the United States, and especially to New York, because the level is amazing. Yeah, like one fight In New York, it's equivalent to 5 fights in Mexico.
In regards to like your resume or in
Your
regards to
resume, your
yeah.
rankings,
Yeah,
the type of opponent you're fighting. Because if you fight in Mexico, let's say 20 fights, and you're 20-0, you come here, they put you with the guy who's 10-0, and you will feel the difference.
Yeah.
You know, they live, they breathe boxing, they know boxing more than Mexicans.
Their experience,
Yeah,
and training,
they have
and
boxing history is all here. You know what I mean? In Mexico, they are tough, they work hard, but boxing is different here.
That's dope. I mean, how did that link to Mexico happen? So you went from Lebanon to Mexico first?
No, I went from Lebanon to LA. I used to go to visit LA every year. I googled #1 boxing gym in the world, and I saw Wildcard. This is where Manny Pacquiao used to train with Freddie Roach.
Okay.
And I went first time in 2014 for a month, 2015 another month.
And then you train at the gym?
Trained at the gym, sparred at the gym. I was doing good. I used to ask coaches, hey,
so you would come from Lebanon just to train at this gym?
Yeah.
Once a year?
I didn't have money, so 1 month we used to spend a lot of money for 1 month in LA.
I hear you,
So I used to tell them, hey, I'm a good fighter. How can I be a professional fighter? I can live with you, coach. I can live with you, man. I can live with you. But nobody helped me. In 2000, I didn't know that you need a manager, a promoter. I didn't know. Like the business part of boxing, we had no idea what it is.
You just wanted to fight? You just wanted to be in a ring?
We didn't know what it is. So I told, in 2017, I met a Mexican coach. I love the coach. His name is Panda Martinez. He told me, listen, I can get you a fight in Tijuana. So I told him, all right. It was November. It was November 11, by the way. On the same night, I'm fighting that fight.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we drove to Tijuana, and I did my first professional fight. I won first round knockout. And then I went back home to Lebanon. And I was stuck again in Lebanon.
You must have been hyped as hell after
and
that fight.
I felt like...
On that airplane?
I used to think like I will do my pro debut and I will win by knockout and all the doors will be open. The promoters will text me, the manager... I didn't know that it was that hard, especially for a Lebanese guy, you know? So I went back to Lebanon and I texted the coach after 2-3 months. I told him, hey, thank you for the fight, but I want to do a professional career. I don't want to do just one fight and leave.
Hello.
So yeah, like please, you know. He was like, listen, you remember you sparred a guy named Mario Casares at the wild card? I told him, yeah. He said, all right, text Mario and see if he can help you. So he told me, listen, talk to Mario Casares, text him, and I only have him on Facebook, and we just fought each other at the gym. I don't know him, and he barely speaks English too. And I used to barely speak English, so I texted them, hey Mario, I'm Nadim, I spar with you, I'm Lebanese, I want to be a professional boxer, I'm the first ever from Lebanon, blah blah blah. He said, alright, listen, if you want to do a professional boxing, I can help you, but you have to come to Mexico City.
Wow.
I told them,
alright. How did you feel about that? You no hesitation?
Honestly, no. No hesitation. I was scared, yeah, but because I don't know the guy, and now he's my brother.
Or the
I love
country,
him, but
or the
I
language.
don't know the language, the country. I don't know anything, and I lived in a very dangerous area. It's called Iztacalco in Mexico City.
Wow. Okay.
So I went to Mexico City, and I lived with Mario at his friend's apartment, very small apartment. I lived in a very small bed, just like very tiny bed. For 3 months, I did 2 fights. I trained with his team. The Ayala team, it's called. I trained with them. I won 2 more fights, and then I went back to Lebanon. I was supposed to go back to Mexico, but when I went to Lebanon, I said like, fuck it, I want to make it even bigger. I don't want to stay in Mexico. So I texted my brother-in-law, like he's not my brother-in-law, like my wife's brother, her brother. He lives in New York. He has Manusha, by the way.
Oh, nice. The store in the village.
The store in the village,
Bleecker Street. That's
dope. Bleecker Street.
Everybody
I have another one on
out.
Grand Street. I love Manusha.
Manusha's the best, definitely.
Yeah.
Give a little plug to the restaurant. It's a dope Lebanese spot with great Lebanese food. Make sure you check it out. Yes.
Check out Manusha. So if you want to get fat, check out Manusha.
True.
not the fight week. No, after the fight.
Okay. You don't carb up for the fight week. You have to. You don't take a bunch of carbs. You have to.
Not
be
much.
Lean.
Now for that fight, I'm very comfortable. I'm already on weight. But for the last fight, I was cutting weight, so I couldn't.
Y'all did the weigh-in already, or do y'all do the weigh-in
before?
No,
on Wednesday. Do it one day before.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I usually after the weigh-in, I go to Manusha with all the people who are going to the arena.
That's what you did last time.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it, but
I
heard you went to the spot.
Hope make it. Anyway, so I texted Ziad and I told him, hey, I want to come to New York, blah blah blah. He said, okay, amazing, just come. You can live with me for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and you can see what you can do. So I did, and I came and lived with Ziad, but after 3 weeks I had to leave and because he was busy and he was leaving the apartment or whatever, he was like he has having his life, you know, he lives here.
Yeah.
So but that's the crazy part. Roberto Salem, you know Roberto?
I might have met him. I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
you never met him. Okay. Roberto, he was with me in school when I was 10 years old.
In
Lebanon.
Okay.
And I was best friend with his cousin. So basically,
Oops.
okay, wrong way.
We're doing the Lebanese style.
The Lebanese style. That's where the Lebanese interview leads on.
Exactly. No, in Lebanon, there's no such thing as access, right?
Yeah, in Lebanon.
Yallah. Okay, my bad. Go ahead. We no accidents on Freestyle Drive so far. We're
So
not
far,
gonna have
we
it.
hope
Yeah.
so. No, this is not the right time, bro.
No, we're not gonna have.
We have a fight coming up.
Exactly. No, I cannot be the one responsible for injuring the Lebanon's first professional boxer.
That would be bad.
Come on, I'll be hated. I'll be dragged online. I'll be canceled, my brother. They'll cancel me. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So Roberto saw my one of friends, and I didn't talk to Roberto since I was 12 years old.
But you didn't see him since 12
never,
years old?
never. I forgot I know a guy named Roberto.
Wow.
I barely saw him when I was in school. I told you I was best friends with his cousin. He wasn't that close with me. So he saw a guy, friends in common, shared a Lebanese boxer fighting in Mexico, and now he's in New York. So he said, damn, I know that name. Who's that guy? And he searched my photos on Facebook, and I was a young, fat kid when I was young.
Did you used to bully him in school?
He used to bully me. Okay. I was bullied as fuck in school. I was fat.
All right.
Yeah. So he saw my old photos. Said, damn, I know that guy. We did like a kind of a movie together when he was young and stuff.
Nice, cool.
So he texted me. He said, listen, He texted me for the first time I was in Mexico. He told me, listen, I have cousin in Mexico. If you need anything, let me know. Blah blah blah. So I told him, yeah, Akid, for sure, don't worry, I'll let you know. So when I came to New York, he texted me again and he told me, listen, I live in New York, let's have dinner sometime. So it was 3 nights before I left Ziad's apartment, and I went to have dinner with Roberto, and my mom called me that night. She told me, what you gonna do? You have 3 days, what you gonna do? I told her, listen, Mom, even if I wanna live in the streets, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna go back home before I become a legit professional boxer in New York City, and I'm gonna make it happen. She was literally crying, like, wow. You're trying so hard. Like, she told me, like, try to find something else, you know, like, people, especially as Lebanese people, they don't understand that you cannot have a plan B, you know.
I hear you.
This is what I wanna do. So she always used to tell me, try to find something else, find another job, find another passion, I don't know. I told her, listen, I'm staying here. And I had that dinner with Roberto, and I told him, listen, bro, I don't have any place to stay, and so I don't know if you can help me. He said, listen, I live with another friend, his name is Ralph, and we have a couch, you can live with us. I told him, yeah, I'm down. And since end of October 2018 till now, I still live on their couch.
Wow, okay, man.
Yeah, and Ralph was with me in school too, so back in the days, so we were family now. We are family now.
That's great. How was the reaction when y'all realized y'all was a classmate?
Yeah, at the dinner it was like we remembered all the memories.
Man.
We were like 10 years old. That's crazy. It's like 20 years ago.
I was asking if you bullied him because I wasn't sure if some people they get into certain fields because they maybe they were aggressive as kids.
Honestly, I'm like, if you meet, you will never.
Did you get into fights a lot when you were a kid? Okay,
no, that's the thing. Like I'm different than all the boxers. I'm a very nice guy, very positive. Actually, they used to bully me in school. I wasn't like that famous guy or like athlete guy. I was fat with long hair, like so. But I don't know. I love boxing, and it's never personal for me. I love the art of boxing. You know, it's not because I'm fighting in the streets. I want to take it up and fight in the ring. No, I just love the sport. This is the sport of boxing, and I love it.
Were your parents concerned about your health as well? Or is it mainly more about financial security for the future?
Everything. Obviously the health first, but I mean, I was 25, 26 already, and I still don't work, don't make money, and like it's kind of tough, and there's no like doors open to like see, okay, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. No, we were like blocked. I don't know what to do. I don't have a manager. I don't have a coach.
I mean, what keeps you motivated then? If you've had like these obstacles, these roadblocks, the country you come from with a bunch of other obstacles, sleeping on the damn couch all these months. What what? I know you said you love boxing, but still, like, what motivates you to deal with these sacrifices?
I mean, look at all the great people, not only in boxing, all the people who made history. They all have great stories, right? And they all sacrificed, and they all suffered, and they all trusted the process. And at the end of the day, they made it happen. And I believe life is too short to live to have. This is how I was born. I cannot have a boring life, a normal job, from 8 to 5, and go back home and make my money and just enjoy life. I cannot. I have to make. I believe I was born to make history and to leave an impact on people, especially on my Lebanese people.
Beautiful.
So,
have you fought? I know you go back to Lebanon, you know, every once in a while.
Yeah.
Have you fought back home since you've had outside fights in Mexico or the U.S.?
I can't. Like, once you're pro, you cannot fight amateur anymore.
Okay.
And there's barely amateur fights, and there's no professional boxing. So I hope so in the future, when the country gets better and I become a world champion, I make my dream come true. I hope I can try to help those young Lebanese boxers who want to make it happen, because a lot of guys, they are like 17 years, 18 years old, they text me, hey, we want to do like you, we want to be professional boxers, blah blah blah. But there's nothing I can do. All I can say now, leave the country if you can leave the country, and learn boxing outside of Lebanon, because in Lebanon you're just a beginner, a rookie, you know.
I mean, what you're doing is you're dealing with these sacrifices, with these headaches, with all types of sleepless nights, making your family worried, all types of.
It's worth it.
But you're helping the next generation too.
Yeah.
After you, the next Lebanese boxer who wants to take the risk, you kind of help open certain doors for the next.
Even the coaches in Lebanon, when I go back to Lebanon, I go train with all the coaches. I have very good friends, they are coaches. Like, try to help them in boxing, try to make them understand boxing even more, because they are so far away from boxing. They just watch it, and we don't even watch it live. The events, we don't watch the event live because it's like 5 a.m. in Lebanon, when it happens here. So we kind of far away from boxing.
So how did transition go from Mexico to now you're in Brooklyn, New York?
Oh, it's crazy. You mean boxing wise?
Yeah,
boxing-wise. I felt like I learned boxing from zero. In Mexico, it was amazing, but they make you more tough and ready to fight 30 and 40 and 50 rounds when you're fighting, and like take punches, just fight. Yeah, in Mexico.
Yeah.
Different style. Here, they teach you the art of boxing. You box correctly, you punch correctly. You understand the business more. You need to have a manager, you need to have a promoter, you need to have a good coach, you need to have a good strength and conditioning coach to make it happen, because in America everybody wants to be world champion. In Mexico, some people fight just to make money. In America, everybody wants to be world champion. So that's why it's different. And when I first fight here, like, I was talking with Jose Guzman, my trainer, and he told me before my first fight with him here in Atlanta in December, told me, listen, you have to understand that this is not Mexico, this is America. Here everybody wants to be world champion. You gotta fight hard, fight smart, and make it happen. And since then we have 4 wins this year, and hopefully the 5th next week.
Beautiful. Yes, man. No, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. The last fight was dope as hell.
The vibes are amazing, and this one is even better because it's an international event. There's like 2 Italians, 1 Irish, 1 Mexican, 1 Filipino, and I'm Lebanese. So it's kind of
United Nations.
It's like an international event. Crowds from all over.
That's the other dope thing about boxing in the U.S. is the diversity. You'll compete against people of different backgrounds, whereas maybe in Mexico, I'm wrong, but there'll be less. It'll be more Mexican.
More Mexicans, yeah, obviously.
They might have other foreign fighters.
No, in
here
America
and
you fight from all over, and it depends on what state. If you're fighting in New York, it's mostly Canadians from New York, from Boston, maybe Americans. But if you go to LA, you may fight. Here you can fight Puerto Rican too. In LA you fight more Mexican, like Latinos guys.
West Coast, close to
they're
Mexico,
close to the Latinos country.
So you said, what was your goal again? To be an international champion? Is that like that's your vision?
The first goal, to be world champion.
World champion.
That's the first goal, to be the super middleweight WBC world champion. Any belt, but like the WBC is the most famous belt, and so
how many fights? How many fights are you thinking from here to there? Like, what's a typical amount of fights?
There's no typical. Some people take 30 fights to fight for a world title, and some people fight their third fight on a world title. So it depends on your experience and how good you how good you do.
Opportunity arises.
Yeah.
Right
So
time,
hopefully next year we can fight for a belt, a small belt. You need to start fighting for a small belt like New York State belt, Intercontinental, WBO, or something like those small belts, and build you up in the ranking, so you can fight you can be a contender for a world title. But first of all, I have to be able to fight 8, 10, and 12 rounds. Hopefully this is my last 6 rounds. So the next one will be 8. Hope so. So yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So what's your favorite part of boxing? Is it going to the ring? Is it the training? Is it the fans? Is it
not the training?
Definitely not the training.
I hate the training. Listen, I'm very happy when I'm in a training camp, but when I'm training, you hate it at the moment,
like
but after and before, I love it. I can't wait to train, you know. But at the moment, you hate it because we work hard, you know. It's tough. It's not like we're losing weight or just running on treadmill. We work really hard.
What's your typical workout day?
In training camp, you have 3 to 4 times strength and conditioning. No, 3 times strength and conditioning a week, and you have to run 3 to 4 times a week and everyday boxing. So basically, you train twice a week, sometimes 3 times twice a day. I mean, or 3 times a day sometimes. That's all you do. You train, you eat, you come back, sleep, and that's it. It depends. I told you this fight I didn't need the diet because I just fought. And I didn't go back to Lebanon, so usually when I go back to Lebanon, I gain a lot of weight because you eat a lot.
Yeah.
And the food is amazing. But here, you still eat a lot, and the food is great, but it's different. Like here, you wake up, you have to figure out what to eat. In Lebanon, you wake up, your mom will tell you, hey, you have kibbeh or kusa or mulukhiyeh, and you choose.
And you're more in a different zone mindset.
Yeah,
you're Lebanon. You're kicking back a little bit more.
And you're not training much.
You're not training, exactly.
So that fight, I fought on Friday. Monday, I was at the gym. So I didn't need a break. I was good. No injuries, thank God. So I was good to go. And I didn't need to lose much weight. I'm like already 3 pounds overweight. It's like 1.5 kilos. So. And I'm not on a diet yet. I just had a bagel. So.
Okay. Oh, he's on that New York diet now.
Yeah, New York diet.
What's your bagel of choice? Tell me.
I love cream cheese.
Cream cheese on what kind of bagel?
Everything bagel.
Everything bagel. All right, this motherfucker's turning into Brooklyn.
Right?
He's a Brooklyn night already. He sounded like he's from Brooklyn.
when I took Jose to a Lebanese restaurant in Orlando, and it was the first time he tasted lebne, and he said, damn, this is so good. Fuck cream cheese. We have to do bagel lebne.
Hey, there you go.
Imagine lebne in a bagel.
Been done. Every Lebanese American has in New York
I'm sure.
has done it already.
I didn't do it
yet. Yeah. It's very good. You know, it's delicious. That's dope though. We didn't talk about your nickname. You go by the Unpredictable.
Yeah.
Nadim Salloum, aka the Unpredictable. Where did that unpredictable name come from?
Honestly, my coaches gave it to me, but I like it because it's so unpredictable to see a Lebanese professional boxer.
I like that. Nice.
And I like to be unpredictable inside the ring. You know, I like to adapt on the opponent and to change your style every single fight. And if you watch my fight, every fight is different. You know, sometimes I'm offensive, sometimes I'm defensive, sometimes I'm a boxer, sometimes I'm a brawler if I want to be a brawler. So if I have to do a dog fight, I can do a dog fight. So it's unpredictable.
Unpredictable, man.
And it's unpredictable to see a first Lebanese world champion.
Without a doubt, man. There's definitely that. And unpredictable.
It's predictable for me, but unpredictable to people, you know.
But for the audience, you don't know what to expect. You know, it was my first time I went to your fight. That's why I got the Lebanese flags right here. You know what I'm saying? I got this for your fight right here.
And it was unpredictable,
right? I was like, is this dude gonna knock this dude out?
The whole night was unpredictable. Is he just a bum or like he's gonna make it happen?
But I was like, no, I know my man. You know, I watched some of your clips and everything like that, and shout out to Save the Children. He put me on.
Yeah, William. He's part of the team now. William.
So he does
it's crazy how it happened.
You go out on the fights on his music,
which I love.
How did that connection? You met him in Lebanon, or you met him in New York?
We met here, and he was at the same school where I went to in Lebanon with Roberto and Ralph too. But I left that school when I was 12 years old, and he met the guys. So I met him in New York in 2018, end of 2018. And in December, my first fight told me, hey, listen, maybe I can come to Atlanta. And he just offered me to come to Atlanta and do an amazing video.
Oh, yeah, he's a man. Yeah.
And he said, I have a song for you. It's called Yalla Yalla. That was
Yeah,
his kind
yeah.
of his first songs. So I walked out on that
the
song.
Lemonade album. It's off his Lemonade album.
Yeah, Lemonade.
Yeah.
So I walked out on that song, and he did an amazing
Woo!
video, and we decided like, hey, let's make history together. You
That's
know,
awesome.
I needed that, he needed that, so it's just we clicked. Literally, we clicked business wise, and obviously he's a friend, so
Yeah, Lebanese.
it's amazing, and I can't wait to make people hear the next song.
That's
It's just
awesome,
amazing.
Man. Why do we get along so well outside of Lebanon, but inside of Lebanon,
We kill each other.
we were like bumping heads constantly.
Crazy. I always like every time someone asks me, hey, like tell me a little bit about Lebanon. I tell them, okay, wanna tell you about Lebanon? Lebanon, we are a bunch of people who kill each other because of some politician or something you personally believe in, and they make you believe they are protecting your religion, and we kill each other for that. Imagine how stupid it is to do that. And outside of the country, we are one family, brothers, best friends, sisters. So,
Man. No,
unfortunately, it is like that.
You know, the new generation, we're ending that. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so. It's cultural, you know, because we left the country and we understood that this is all wrong. So
we
try to change it. Yeah,
we want to build, not destroy. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Why?
We destroyed it.
Why would I kill someone or
Yeah.
fight with someone who for something he believes in, and nobody knows if what he believes in is true or what I believe in is true.
Yeah,
So, and fuck it. You know?
It's true. It's just politics keeping the people divided. You know, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's even here in the United States happening, unfortunately. You know
It
what I'm
is,
saying?
but you know, in Lebanon it's different. Like back in when was the elections for America? 2020, 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
In November, and Jose and my coach, and they were arguing Biden, Trump, blah blah blah, and I was like, listen, guys, whoever is the president, some small details will change, but you will still have electricity and water and food and money and an apartment, and you can live peacefully. In Lebanon, one president can destroy us, and that's what happened now.
Can make
that president destroyed the country. So
no, I know you. I know you were in Lebanon last year. You went. You know, we don't want to get too political, but I know you went to the streets of the protest about the 1-year anniversary of the Beirut port bombing.
It's not political. It's like the human rights.
Human rights, exactly. It shouldn't be political, exactly.
It's not political at all.
What was that experience hitting the streets with you know, hundreds of thousands of Lebanese people, you know, waving a flag, saying we're tired of this corruption?
Yeah.
Well, how was that feeling hitting the streets with all these people in Beirut?
It was amazing, and honestly, it was amazing when I first was at the Saura here in New York too in 2019 when it first started, and I saw all the expats very excited to change the country, but unfortunately, those politicians always find the way to make us feel desperate and there's no hope for that country. I don't feel that way, but most of the people feel that way.
I'm starting to feel that way.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm always positive. I always have hope, because you know why? If I am positive, I will leave that 1% chance to change. Maybe 1%, maybe 0.1%. I don't give a fuck how much I leave for change. But if I'm negative, there's no chance. So why being negative? Try to change.
I hear you.
Do your job. Just do your job. That's what I'm telling my friends now. This is the elections. You don't have hope. I understand, and I totally understand. And you're right. Maybe, just vote. Do your job.
I know. It definitely feels hopeless, but I agree with you. We have to keep some hope alive, or we're gonna just feel miserable and defeated.
It's in our hands to change, you know.
Without a doubt.
My next chunk and my next fight, the theme will be the elections for Lebanon, because it's in our hands to change, and we are the future. When I was 10 years old, I used to tell my parents, hey, why we have the same politicians? It's been whatever 30 years. They used to tell me, listen, we did a lot of mistakes. It's on your generation to change, and there we are. It's my generation now.
We're trying our best, man. It just
100%.
I don't want to tell people not to vote, but I just feel like the situation is so bad and much more complicated that voting alone won't fix it. You know.
But the worse it is, the more excited I am to vote and change it. You know, because what will happen at the end of the day? What will happen? It will disappear. It will always be home, right? It will always be our country. It will always be Lebanon. It will never disappear. So let's try to make it as best as we can.
Without a
That's
doubt.
it.
Without a doubt. For our babies, you know what I'm saying?
Nothing. Just like just we need the essentials of life. We need, like, when we were living in 2011 and 2012, it wasn't a great situation, but we were living happily. So
I mean, I was there for junior high school, right? From like 12 years old to 16 years old, and it wasn't this bad.
Yeah.
You know, electricity got cut off every
100%.
8 hours or
and
whatever.
we used to accept that.
I mean, we tolerated. We got used to it. It's normal life. But, you know, but at least at some point there was the generator. Now there isn't even a generator. There's not even gas to get a generator. I speak to my grandmother. We do the FaceTime or the WhatsApp. Them, it's total
Suddenly
darkness.
it's like it's dark.
I used to talk to her. At least there was a light. Even if the state electricity cut off, she would get the generator. Right now the situation's so bad. I gotta talk to her in the dark, and it's like it's miserable. You know.
And your mom wakes up at 4 a.m. She calls you and she's like, I'm super hot. Like a month ago, it was summertime. I was like, I'm super hot, and we don't have air conditioning, we don't have electricity. How will that make you feel?
Of course,
it's crazy,
man.
you know?
Of course,
so
man.
Especially, that's why I always tell them, even if we're out of the country, don't tell me it's easier. Trust me, it's not. It's eating us alive every single day. It's crazy. Every day we wake up to a bad news, and you wake up sad. You wake up worried. So. It's really bad, even if you live outside of the country.
So true, man. Very true. Exactly. We're monitoring the news back home.
Sometimes it's worse, because when I used to go back to Lebanon, you just live there. You're aware of everything happening. You live in your own bubble. You live with your family, with friends. But when you leave, you just you look at the big picture. You see how bad it is. This is where you're.
Yeah. And when you're in Lebanon, let's say something happens not too, a distance away from you. You're in there, nothing happened to you at the moment, so it's news, right?
Yeah.
But when you're outside and you hear some bad thing happen, you panic because it feels like it's happening to the whole country, even though it's the same thing. You're just in the pocket, but because
it's like an American watching the whatever happens in Lebanon. Let's say a small explosion in Trablus. I live in Junia. If a small explosion happened in Trablus, maybe I will never know about it. In America, he will watch it. He'll say, "Damn, Lebanon is fucked up." You know what I mean? And I'll be in Lebanon partying in Mankhayl, with the friends, and like people are shooting each other back in the north.
Just a typical day, right? Yeah. No, we want the best for Lebanon, and my brother Nadim. I'm so proud of you. You're inspiring us, my man. You're inspiring Lebanese Americans who are watching you. I'm definitely inspired, and going to your fight. We're gonna see you again next week, hopefully.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to fight. I can't wait to raise that flag real high next week.
Another win. You know what I'm saying?
Another win till you get that belt.
Where can people check you out online? What's the best place?
Best place. I'm so active on Instagram, the unpredictable _, and Facebook is Nadim Salloum. I try to be active, and a little bit on Twitter. So only for fights. I'm not the type of guy who writes his thoughts, so just fights, news, and like winning, losing, and those kind of stuff.
Nice. You keep it sports
Keep
oriented.
it professional.
Yes. But I see you got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot to say, my brother. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you being on freestyledrive.com. Go watch my previous episode. Make sure you tune into this brother. He's an amazing fighter. He's a future of Lebanon right here. Nadim Salloum, the unpredictable. I'm gonna put his information in the box below. Again, my brother, appreciate you, Nadim, the unpredictable.
Next Thursday, don't miss it.
Let's go for Lebanon, baby.
Yes, sir. Next Thursday. In New York, get your tickets. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. Peace.